My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And you're listening to Watch Out for Fireballs. It is a Games Club podcast.
And this week we're talking about Fable 2, which is an action RPG developed by Lionhead Studios and published by Microsoft for the Xbox 360 in 2008.
Yeah, a couple things about this. One, this episode is produced by Lucas. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you, Lucas.
It's our premium episode for the month, which means everybody's going to get these generalities, and patrons at $5 and up get the entire episode.
Yes. And this is a situation where an executive producer picked a game.
Yep.
And we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we don't like this.
Yeah, I really hate this game. It doesn't mean that I hate people who like it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think anyone has bad taste. I was excited to do it because this was a big, blind spot for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the bigger game series I've never touched.
Yeah.
Not for me. A lot of problems with it that we're going to talk about and everything. If that doesn't sound fun, too good to know. About this, but I this for me, bottom 10 of what we've ever done. I really, and that doesn't count abject suffering and stuff. But I mean,
right.
For Watch Out for Fireballs, it's hard for me to think of 10 games I like less than this.
Yeah,
that we've done.
Hopefully, we can justify that over the course of the next, I don't know, however long this is. But yeah, I have history with Fable. Like I played Fable 1 like way back. And I remember Fable 2 being like, oh, it's the kind of more accessible, in my mind, it was more fully featured version of this. I was like, oh yeah, no, like Fable 1, there was all that over-promising stuff, and it was a disappointment. Fable 2, they like kind of course corrected or whatever. And so I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that one. If there was one to do, it's going to be that. And no, I just don't. I don't think that Lionhead's got the juice in any real fashion. Yeah, I don't get it.
And laying this out to you, if there are things about this that are cool in relation to Fable 1, like you've got that covered, you played Fable 1, but you're not like a super fan. It's been a while. I've never played any other any other game in the series. So if anyone wants to say, oh, this is a reference to Fable 1, or this is in reaction to a criticism of Fable 1, or they fixed that in 3, that's all information I don't have. Feel free to tell me. But just know that I'm not speaking with that in the back of my head. Yeah, this is my only exposure to Fable, and will continue to be.
Yeah,
until I die.
You're not gonna do Fable, Fable the Legend, or Fable the Connect game.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think I've learned a healthy distrust
of
the studio and the design decisions they make.
How closed-minded of you! This must be because you are a Nintendo bot.
It's exactly Nintendo bot, famous Xbox liker.
Yeah.
Gary Butterfield, who is just like, absolutely a Nintendo bot. I don't care for the Xbox. I like the PC.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking platform. Like all this stuff, So we'll get into it. Fable 2, you play as the hero of this fantasy world called Albion. You're living your life from your childhood as this little street urchin through the end of the request to save the world from a dictator named Lord Lucian.
Yeah. For series context, this takes place 500 years after the first Fable. And the events here have no relation to that game. It's just in the same world in a later era. So the first one is like medieval. This is getting into like colonial era kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
Flintlock
Yeah.
times. A major character of this is a major character from the first one, but it's not a direct plot
Right.
continuation.
You play as a descendant of that game's hero, but doesn't really play in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a 3D action RPG. It's kind of an open world there, and you fight using the first thing, we'll describe the specifics of it, but the first thing that gives this not the juice to me is that it is maddeningly simple. The combat in this, I maybe am not an action RPG guy in this. I was thinking about how I've never even mechanically tied on to Kingdom Heart games.
Yeah.
They all feel button mashy to me.
Yeah.
Just super simple combat.
I mean, action RPG
6 enemies, simple combat.
Action RPG is a very broad gamut, right? Because I don't know, Dark Souls and Oblivion and Skyrim are action RPGs.
Yeah, this kind. Over the shoulder, cartoony, flip a keyblade kind of stuff.
Yeah. Things trying to be a little bit in the Zelda interaction model, modern day derogatory. Yeah.
Super simple.
Yeah. You got 3 ways of attacking. You got melee weapons, you have ranged, and you have magic. Here they're called will powers. And you can perform all 3 of these actions at any time using the face buttons. But the efficacy is going to depend on how you spend your experience. There is no such thing as a guild, or as a build in this. There is no such thing as specialization. You're gonna be doing everything.
Yeah, because you get all 3 kinds of XP.
Yeah.
The actions you perform the most, you get the most of, but you'll still get enough to do everything. And also there's no reason not to do everything. This one button combat was a big back of the box feature.
Yeah.
It changes based on, how much XP you put into things, but also just positional kind of thing. So instead of having a grab or a toss or something like that, if your character happens to be in a position where that would make sense, the one button you do does this.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It sucks. It's a lot of it, like any of the complexity that you get by leveling up, but even just base mechanics are just built on charges. And we're going to get to kind of the sloppiness and sludginess of this game. But that doesn't work, really.
No. It just meant every fight felt the same.
Yeah.
I just, I did the same thing for almost every fight. So you use these XP orbs, as we mentioned. There's also general green orbs that you can get. So you get strength orbs, skill orbs, will orbs, and all-purpose orbs.
Yeah.
Melee weapons come in 3 different weight classes, and you can kind of slash around freely. You can also lock on to enemies. And if you spend strength points, you unlock new melee techniques. So blocks, strong blocks, timing-based combos, things like that.
Yeah. You can also, with that experience, buy extra melee power, additional HP. Ranged combat is a little bit more finicky. You can target enemies specifically, or you can shoot in their direction and hope that you locked onto the right one. And you can buy skills that let you, this is where your dodge roll comes in, but also it lets you manually aim or zoom in. Don't, because that is also on a button charge.
Yes. It's not it doesn't flow very well.
Yeah.
Having to buy your dodge roll out of a specialized skill tree is really irritating. That should be part of the kit. I ended up using melee a lot with its bizarre auto lock on stuff, or not melee, sorry, ranged combat a lot. Just kind of basically went between the 2 of them. You go up and hit a guy enough, and then there's guys a little bit further away, you just hammer the range button, generally facing them, and I hit them usually. Will spells, or you can also spend this XP, this skill thing, to buy range attack power, as you mentioned, also better attack speed generally. Your will spells are handled with charge button presses. So you assign different spells to higher and higher levels of charge. Aiming will direct the fire, and not aiming will just do an AoE around you.
The variety of spells that you get here, they're all combat related. They're all combat spells. This is actually something that's cool. Playing around with these is nice. Summoning shades to help you fight, doing time stuff. slowing down or doing using that to do like an effective like teleport slash kind of thing. Like all of that is more interesting than just here's blue attacks and here's red attacks.
It's one of those things, and I don't know what the word is for this, but we talk about this a lot, where it is more interesting, but there's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
Like you're not you're not challenged, nor is there a wide enough set of enemy moves and kind of counters to really require doing that.
Yeah.
Like I fucked around with the spells in this for a little bit. Because if I'm going to play a game, I generally will try to play a caster of some kind, and then quickly found it was not as effective as just kind of tappa.
Yeah, that's the
other
thing.
tappa.
Yeah,
so I stopped doing it. Like it was like, oh, this seems like a cool spell, but why would I do it? Every encounter is the same. Everything I'm fighting is the same. This is super effective.
Yeah.
It's not inherently fun. The situations here are not that cool. The fantasy of figuring out these spell combos, one of which they're all awkward because of timed or charged button presses. So getting them off is really awkward without doing the time slowing one first, just to turn it into kind of a turn-based game where the spells would work better.
Yep.
It's strange. It felt too awkward.
So the spells is kind of like, all right, the combat is as simple as walking across the room. The spells is like getting down on your knees and pretending you're Tim Conway or whatever and walking across the room all silly.
Yeah, you're dwarfing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, goofy foot.
Yeah, it's like, you can do it. It might be more fun to watch, but it's not really effective.
Yeah. It doesn't make a difference in what I'm actually doing and where, how much I'm thinking. Yes.
Yep. You can heal yourself with potions or you can eat food. Do not rely on your hotbar to do this. Everything wants to be context sensitive in this game, and you cannot rely on it.
Yes. Yeah. If you want help with combat, or if you want to play with a friend, there is a drop in and drop out co-op. Might have made this more fun. Did not try that at all. One of the biggest things in this game feels like you are doing the entire thing in like a swimming pool full of Orbeez. or something like that. Like this is the Pudding 3D game where it's like, what if there was clear, scentless, odorless pudding everywhere in the world that you could breathe?
Flavorless Jello for me. Everything kind of felt like I was wearing I don't know 34 layers of gloves.
Yes.
There was no feedback on anything. Everything took longer than I expected it to. And the context sensitive stuff, like it wouldn't show up, and then it would show up for like a second and then it would be gone again. There was no rhyme or reason as to what was where. Even running around, like getting used really to the
gross momentum. You take a second to get up to speed and you don't stop when you want to stop. It doesn't control like a video game. It's weird. And so it's a note about how you can play this, right? So this was never released on PC. I did not bust out my 360. You can stream this either through Game Pass or what have you, or onto a modern Xbox as a thing. That's one option. The other option is emulating it. And looking it up, I saw that emulation, you get a little bit of better performance from it, but you get nonstop crashes. And there are enough crashes as is.
I lost progress so many times. It was about 3 times per session. I
was not looking for more crashes.
No.
But and then I was like, okay, cool. Maybe this is just, we're doing this the easy way to play it, but there's no possible way it wants to feel this way. And then I looked up video of it. And it's just this GUI.
It wasn't just that you looked at video of it. Like when you were trying to decide trying to find where the problem was, I was like, all right, I haven't gotten to where I'm playing this yet, but let me go ahead. And I bought it on my Xbox Series X, right? And ran it locally on there. And Xbox Series X has really good 360 like backward compatibility stuff, right? Should be like the ideal way to play this, maybe even above and beyond like getting a disc and hoping it still works in a 360 that I haven't started up in 8 years, right? So I downloaded it and I was like, oh, that's just what this is.
It's weird. If you're listening to this and you have rose-colored glasses, like kind of memories for this, try firing it up and just like tell me that feels like a video game. Like that feels snappy and responsive and satisfying and even a little bit. I hate saying things like snappy and responsive, but you start taking them for granted.
You do.
When you play a video game that feels like this, it reminds me of like NES days. How every once in a while you'd pick up a platformer and like some jabroni would Luigi jump. And you'd be like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Like, where'd that come from? It feels like that.
Yeah.
Derogatorily not standard in that respect.
Yeah, and action RPGs, it was pretty much figured out, like how to make those feel good in your hands. It makes me wonder what happened inside, where nobody said, "Oh, this isn't acceptable."
Yeah, this feels gross. And it's because this is half Shenmue life sim stuff, and they were banking on that. We'll get to that stuff.
Yeah.
They were not concerned with this being a fun video game to play, it feels like. That's an exaggeration. Of course they were concerned. They weren't good at it though.
Yeah.
I feel like, and then because the focus, and when you talk to people and their memories of this, it's very rarely are they like, God, I fucking loved killing those fleas.
Yeah.
Killing those rats. There's 6 enemies. I can't Boglins. I can't remember the name of the goblin things. Hobbs. There we go. There's like 6 enemies in the game. Nobody's saying, "Oh, it was so fun to fight the Banshee again." Everyone just saying, "Oh, I can't believe I bought all the real estate and got fat and had 3 wives."
Yeah.
They were banking on that.
And the story is the core of this. It's the heart, really.
Yeah, and we'll get to that as well.
Yeah. So dying to the sludginess is not really a problem. There's no penalty for it. Also, it's going to happen very rarely. You lose some of your experience. You just get right back up. And you've got scars on your character when you die.
Yeah, which kind of shows that emphasis on dress up. This idea of the model being one of the big unique selling points of this.
The character model keeps the score.
More or less true.
Yeah.
Like the Binding of Isaac without gameplay. Like you get to see the journey your guy's been through. So you can buy better weapons. It has an augment system. Where you throw gems in there and they give better attack qualities. If they have slots for the gems, set very classic video game thing. And this is fine. There's no armor system. Everything is cosmetic.
Yeah.
If you wear it, it contributes to an appearance system that characters will care about, but it will not have an impact on combat at all.
No. Will not have an impact on the thing you spend most of your time doing.
Yes, it is for playing with the paper doll.
Right. You have one main quest at a time, and you can find side quests either by looking in your menu or stumbling across NPCs in the streets with the exclamation marks over them. For a game that is all about, your choices matter and things have consequences over time, a lot of these are just levers to manipulate your alignment. Only like 3 of them have anything that carries over from the time jumps. Depending on how you resolve them.
And best case scenario, you're getting kind of an interesting hook for a story and then a binary choice at the end.
Yeah.
With in between going down corridors and fighting Hobbs.
Right.
The fact that the side quest, the verb set in this game is extremely limited.
Yeah.
For a game that bragged about having a very varied one. No matter what a quest is, what the context is, you're going through hallways fighting Hobbs.
Right. Bad hallways fighting terrible enemies with an overly simple kind of thing, because if you're like,
that feels like sludge.
Yeah, a lot of games are you're in a corridor and you're fighting something, but sometimes those are exquisite. So
well, the fight could be good. This is, and even if that's the same thing, it's the same thing every time. I think there are 6 enemies in this game. So the marketing in this game, the way it's marketed, they wanted to say it was a completely open game. And it's marketed as such. It's still, you can read, if you go to the wiki, it still just has like the advertising copy.
I have so much I've got beef with that wiki. I am so angry at that. Yeah.
It's very irritating. This is not a completely open game. Every level is a corridor, as we mentioned, forest or corridors. It has the perfect dark zero mechanic of having a line tracing the path that you should take at all times. You can turn this off, but it does provide a defining feature of the philosophy behind this game. This is getting ahead, but there's nothing to talk about once we get there. There's a side quest where a character tells you, an archaeologist describes a place to go, and it seems kind of interesting. They're like, oh, it's near the lake, it's near this kind of tree stump, and there's 2 rocks by it in this formation. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna have to find that. And then immediately you take the little glowing trail to get there. And once you get there, there's a boss fight you've already done.
Yeah.
Then you have to walk back. That's it. And it's like, it's so Fable 2 in a nutshell.
Well, you don't even have to walk back. You can just zip around on the menu.
Do the menu zip to get back and then talk to the person again and get, good points. It's this little treasure trail thing is really irritating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And turning it off and saying like, no, I'll navigate without this. The map is worthless. You can't really zoom in on it. It's very tiny and doesn't really have any information on it. Also, just exploring in this is not gratifying because there's nothing to find.
There's a series of collectibles.
Yeah,
the spaces are not made for ecology. Like they are not interesting places to be. And the things you can find are this two series of kind of graduated collectibles.
Yeah.
You can find that charge the game's economy, which is not satisfying, which we'll also get to.
And I'm gonna make this comparison because when you think about 360 RPGs, you think this and Oblivion. At least I do.
Yes.
Right. And that, like, I want to be off the beaten path. I don't want to fast travel because enough times when I venture out into the woods to check out an object of interest or whatever, it's, oh, that's weird. There's a hatch that takes me into a necromancer lair where I might find a cool potion.
Yes.
And all of those things are good. This doesn't have that.
Elder Scrolls eats this series fucking lunch.
Yes.
Like I kept thinking that too, because I kept looking up when Fable 1 came out. Mm-hmm. And part of my, broad philosophical hatred of this game is that, the generous, like one dismissive thing you could say about this, it's like we have Zelda at home. We have Zelda for Xbox.
Yeah.
But it's also firing my we have computer RPGs at home thing. And it happened too late for that because this was when that line, as you're mentioning with Oblivion, got blurred. That happened with Morrowind. Yep. You could play the real version of this. You don't have to play the simplified version of it that does not have the detail you could have. And it was like hesitant to talk, be too PC, forward on this. I'm avoiding saying PC master race because that fucking sucks. You know what I mean though? Like I don't want to be too much of an evangelist for it. But when it comes to something like this that ends up having an intense neither fish nor fowl element, like there's little things that dress up as the complexity you might get with a PC RPG. And then there are things that kind of nod towards it being a satisfying action RPG. And it does neither one of them good.
Yeah.
Like even a little bit.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I was playing this thinking, okay, so maybe this is for kids. It's decidedly not.
Yeah.
Like, and also like trying to think, okay, so they're like Xbox people, they'll come after you. They're, partisans about this. And all I could think playing this was like, not just that we have Zelda at home, but it's like, damn, you live like this?
Yeah. This is your god? This?
Yeah. Oh man. So in addition to the breadcrumb trail, always kind of yanking you along, the defining feature here as well, one of the first things that they came up with was giving your character a dog. This was, deployed even before dog games were even a thing,
Early dog game.
So your dog will run along with you and will alert you to incoming enemies. Will also lead you to treasure chests or dig spots. You can praise the dog or punish the dog. There's no reason to punish the dog. It's not like a black and white pet training thing. Also, because it's on the context sensitive buttons, you will just maneuver to get close to it and those buttons won't pop up. You'll maybe drink 3 potions that you didn't want to, trying to praise the dog. Your dog will
it's straight up Metal Gear Solid 2 levels of accidentally doing things you could never accidentally do. Like Solid Snake accidentally laying down on his belly and you're accidentally drinking 2 potions. Like oops, God. I did my taxes. Like, fuck.
Your dog can also contribute in combat, mostly by attacking downed enemies. This is kind of rare. It will get injured. It will whine when it is doing that. It's hard to tell what difference the injuries make besides making you feel bad. And the context sensitive button to make to use the doggy biscuit to heal. Again, you are, going to, you're going to accidentally eat
10 dog biscuits.
16 bananas. Yeah.
Yeah. It is the context. You are at the mercy of this context sensitive button.
Yeah.
I'll say something possibly unpopular. I think this dog trick is cheap.
Yep.
I love a dog because I'm hardwired to love a dog. If I see a dog,
yeah,
it's like, oh, good, I have a dog. I like dog. This isn't like an interesting dog. It doesn't have a personality or anything. It doesn't do anything. It gets little horns if you're evil.
Yep.
It turns into a hellhound. It's a magical dog, but it's not like this dog and I have been through so much that I really love this dog. It is not a good dog. And then of course they cash the only emotional check they can with the fucking dog.
Yeah, of course.
And I said, fuck you, because like, what are you doing? Is this really what we're doing? Like, are we doing like a plot beat this cheap?
Yeah.
You give dog, take dog. Like, what are you doing? There are a lot of collectibles in this game. The most important ones are silver keys. You don't consume these. These are a threshold.
Yeah.
So some chests take 15, 30, 50 keys to open. This is one of the things you can get. What's in the chest is not great or anything like that.
No.
A lot of times I would get to a key threshold and then like go find a book for a dog.
Yeah.
Trick.
A dog trick it's for nothing. It's literally just making the picture move.
The demon door who wants to see a dog trick. It's one of the possible keys that unlocks that.
Jesus Christ. There are also these gargoyles that you can shoot that are constantly chattering at you and insulting you. Just another part of this game where nothing fucking shuts up. So
yeah, and that the most funny thing in the world is call you a knob or something.
Yeah.
There. So Fable is a game with this very robust economy, but nothing to use money on. You find gold, just in treasure chests. You can work jobs. These are fucking infuriating to Gary. These are mini games where there are like Indigo Prophecy levels of not trying to match what you're doing to the job.
Yep.
So you two of them are like just timing mini games, like a meter swings back and you hit it in the sweet spot. This emulates woodcutting and blacksmithing.
Yeah.
Or mostly blacksmithing. I didn't do very much woodcutting.
Yeah, the woodcutting is the same one.
I thought it was. Bartending's different.
Yeah, bartending is like holding the button for the correct amount of time as opposed to pressing the button at the right time.
The correct amount of time.
Yeah.
And this changes every single time. If you're blacksmithing, you want to hit the same spot over and over and get into a rhythm. This very specifically is arrhythmic button tapping. It's awful. It doesn't make you feel like you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
It also has a combo meter where like the longer you do it, the more money you get paid for this like jabroni job.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to angry video game nerd this. Like, no, it makes no sense, but it's neither fun nor making you feel like you're doing the thing. It doesn't accomplish anything. And it's a back of the box quote. Like people love that you could go and blacksmith for a couple days in this game. And I don't fucking get it.
It's like, and literally it would be way more interesting. It would be way more interesting if it was the Oblivion thing where you use the materials you got in order to make stuff that there was demand for and sell.
That's an economy that's in the world.
Yeah.
Like you are participating in the same economy you use to buy things and such when you do that. It ends up just kind of making internal sense, even if it is also not, if you hold, to scrutiny, it's still artificial feeling, because you make a knife in 2 seconds and sell it for, twice as much as you paid for it.
Yeah.
It's a little silly, but if this is sillier and not fun and doesn't feel like it belongs to the economy of the game. It just feels like an activity at like a theme park for a little bit, but a boring one.
Yeah. A little bit more involved. You can go and basically get these mini missions, like side missions, to hunt bounties, round up slaves. I think they call it personnel displacement or something. Or you can go free slaves. These are like little radiant quests, but they always happen at the same place.
Yep. And you only do these two kinds of jobs long enough to get into the other, like the big job thing, which is acting as a merchant or becoming a landlord, buying property. This is a very fondly remembered thing about this game.
Yes.
Shops advertise sales, so items will be cheaper, but will sell for less, and shortages. Supply and demand. You walk into the business class and it's just supply equal demand. So you take your money, you buy a weapon, during a sale, and then you can fast travel to a location with a shortage and sell for a premium. that is a way to make money.
Yes. You are a machine.
Yep.
I was doing this. I can normally get into the compulsive loop of, the little bit of simple arbitrage, right?
Mhm.
And it was dispiriting to do any of this. You take that money and then buy properties and invest in homes and shops. This will generate passive income like every 5 minutes in real time, even when the 360 is off, which is a nice touch. But it does encourage some, Metal Gear Solid 3, advance the clock kind of stuff.
It ends up being the this side of the equation of making the number go up is so huge, where it's just to make the number go up further. There's nothing fun or good to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't mind you can do this. It just saves time, but also like make it fun.
Yeah.
And again, this is something when people look back on this, like, oh man, I bought every building in the game.
Yeah.
People are into that.
Yeah. And for what? Right.
Yeah. It doesn't, it's not attached to a thing where you do stuff.
What did it do? Yeah.
Yeah. Shops.
Oh no, I was going to say in Grand Theft Auto 5, like you bought businesses and those had missions for them, right?
Yeah. And also the real estate in Grand Theft Auto 5 wasn't the coolest thing about it or whatever.
No.
You could just kind of duck out of it.
Yeah.
Shops allow you to set how much you upcharge. You can also buy items at a discount from your own shop. Makes sense. Cool. Wholesale. Homes have a base value. You can improve by investing in better furniture. You can also raise or lower the rent, which affects your corruption or purity, part of the alignment meter of this.
Yeah. So, are you gouging people or not? Money doesn't really matter after after you get your good weapons.
Yes.
Nothing is so expensive that you will not be able to, come up with the money for it.
And if you have any property, you're just getting money every 5 minutes.
Yes.
Forever. Yeah. And spoiler, like I put this game down a lot because I didn't want to play it. Mm-hmm. So I would come back to a lot of money after I had property.
Yeah. You can also make money by committing crimes. Like you can do B&Es, you can rob the tills at shops, things like that. And you can gamble on games in the bars. There are very complicated rules around them that ultimately works out to, you got about 50-50 chance.
Yeah. Yep. These are different than the ones in Fable 1.
Yeah.
Fable 1 had something called coin golf that looked fun to me when I was researching it. These were popular enough to be broken off into their own game, Fable pub games. So you can play these on their own or play them within your copy of Fable 2 if you like.
Yeah. Cool. So we've talked about a couple different scores, right? We mentioned the appearance. We mentioned your corruption or purity. Fable is meters. Really a bunch of meters that swing between extremes, and the status of these meters will be reflected in your character model and how people treat you.
Yes. So there are two axes here, good and evil. This is determined by your actions in quest, and then also some random actions across the world, like drop kicking a chicken, stuff like that. But mostly, and this kind of goes into something other games get a bunch of shit for, that I haven't heard levied at this, which is that binary, eat the kitten, save the, eat the kitten, save the kitten.
Yeah.
Thing. The end of every quest just has a, for 2008, good evil.
Yeah.
There's one of them where the good evil, both of them seem bad.
Yeah.
But just a arbitrary, or a binary or other moral choice at the end.
Yeah. This is not about this game, but one of my like a weird thing about Fable 1 is I think the most evil thing you can do is eat an ortolan, or the in-game version of eating ortolan.
In this game, they couldn't do that because you'd constantly be doing it on accident because of the context sensitive button. There's just a pound ortolan button.
Just accident. Shit! I boiled this cute bird in wine.
Yeah. Press the secret R6 button, and you just ortolaned.
So you got your purity and corruption. You've got which can be affected by your business. Also by food. Just the idea that eating meat is bad and eating tofu is good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then there's fatness again, but this is all for your avatar. As you get more evil and everything, you look scarier, stuff like that. And then there's the weight of your avatar.
Yes.
So eating unhealthy things, and this will make you fat, and that is bad. People don't like you. They're make fun of you when you're fat. You gain derogatory nicknames when you're fat.
Salad Dodger.
Salad Dodger is the title here. This does something. Again, I think kind of philosophically vile with the systems in this, where an efficient health item in this is pie. But you have to be careful when you're eating food.
Yes.
You're going to die. Like, you've been wounded fighting bandits. You eat pie so you don't die. It makes your character fat and they make fun of you.
Yeah.
Like, there's far be it for me to try to figure out the politics of Fable 2, but they're not good.
No.
And then you eat celery to make yourself less fat.
Yeah.
Magically. And then clothing also does this thing. It's very classist. People will react to how you're wearing clothing, poor clothing, as people make fun of you. If you cross dress, the game, makes fun, punishes you for this. Like, people who will make jokes about, like, ooh la la.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless they have a specific like character flag for them, so they built in chasers, which is fun.
Yeah.
So this is all on time. This is all on top of your fame rating, which increases while you do main quests. There are other actions you can do, like posing for statues to do this. Getting high fame means that you will get better prices at shops or whatever. However, it does mean that being in any populated area turns into the opening for Hard Day's Night.
Yes.
Your Austin Powers being chased around by just gaggles of fans that you cannot move through. So they will block your progress, wanting attention from you, and get angry if you don't address them.
And that's, again, a thing that I think is a back of the box quote for some people. The idea that how this game centers your character, and people were like, "Oh, this is based on what I did. I made these choices to wear this good clothes, and now the game is worshiping me." The game worships you anyway.
Yeah.
Part of the reason this goes into later, stuff, but it's worth noting here because I think it's a big problem with these NPCs and how they react to you. The entire world exists entirely for you.
Yeah.
Everyone will comment on you. If you wear those, wear clothes, they'll like it. That's positive. But even down to, like, I'm going to burp for a really long time. Or I'm going to fart doing the same fucking one, like a variation on the mini game you do to do blacksmithing.
Yep.
The same mini game. If you do that well enough, people give you a little clap and their little meter goes up.
Yeah.
It's not a sim.
No.
There's no simulation of this because none of these are characters. Nobody has a want or desire or personality, really. Like, they have little, like, likes this, dislikes this kind of set. They don't have desires, though.
No.
And it gives you gave me intense fantasy killing feelings of, like, being in Westworld or something.
Yeah.
Like a shitty Westworld.
Yeah, it is. They are just. It is just visual noise, and you can zoom in on and inspect them. It's about as detailed as, like, I don't know, clicking on a car in a SimCity game. But it doesn't actually affect anything really, except for, like, what you can do that to learn what gifts they like. Or what gestures they like, and that's about it. But, like, they do not have a role or a place in this world other than to be, to give the illusion that more is going on here than it is. I had real big creatures kind of vibes on this, especially reading anybody online talk about how robust the simulation was. Ultimately, it just comes down to, well, they run toward you or they run away from you.
Yeah.
And that is
they have schedules.
Yeah.
They have schedules, and they technically have likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
But it's all in service of pumping up a like meter for your character.
Yes.
It's just, and you can't have, this kind of goes into when it gets into the story and stuff too. Like, you don't have story without characters. Like, you don't, if the world has no stakes, if the world is just automatons who love me, how am I supposed to get invested in the story?
Yeah.
And I don't, for many reasons, but that's one of the things that's very frustrating about it.
Yeah. Some of these people out in the world will have hearts over them. This means that they are romanceable at their current level of like for you. So you can give them gifts. These are just things you buy or find. And if you do the right gestures for them, you can unlock flirty ones and then ultimately give them a ring to marry you. This doesn't change anything.
The thing is, it's incredible the thing it changes.
Yeah.
So, like, you marry them there, and then spoiler. I'm going to say spoilers now.
Yep.
For the end, I mean, this is an old game. In addition to killing your dog, it'll kill your family. at the end when it does the little like we gave you this lever that just so we can grab some pathos. You know, like we planted some all-purpose instant pathos. We did a store-bought. We did store-bought pathos.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. I know that it's better. Every YouTube tells me I should make my own pie crust, but I'm just doing the pathos that they sell in the frozen food aisle.
This is Entenmann's pathos.
Yeah, this fucking Entenmann's pathos they give you. So the whole point of having a family here and getting those meters up, like they don't have personalities, you can't like them. Contrast with other shallow games where it's hard to like people, like Fallout 4.
Yes,
you know, and I know that came out way after this, but also contrast with, you know, then you start running into like, well, contrast with Planescape Torment, you know, came out way before this, but like, you know, Fallout 4, those NPCs basically exist for you and they're not great shakes, but the romance that like you can have with like Curie or something, at least she has a personality.
Yep.
There's like a conflict. This is just a weird real doll that you pumped up the things for. Then you put in enough flirt tokens to have sex with. Then you have a kid, and then you manage that like another bit of business through this. And then the game kills your family at the end.
Yeah,
you know, it's for people who are like, and then you can go and marry other people. You can have sex with prostitutes and stuff. This was at a time, I understand, like this was cool. You know, that time was Grand Theft Auto 3, though. Like that was when you could do the items and have sex with a prostitute, and it's absolutely novel as shit.
Yeah.
We are past the sell by date for this.
It is taking the visual language and symbol like symbols from The Sims and saying this is good enough without recognizing that like I don't fucking care about any of these people as characters. They're little things that I have total control over. Like what makes The Sims cool is like everything around it is the simulation, right?
Yeah. There's a simulation. These things will interact with each other as well. I am not the center of the universe, you know, and that is really what's missing from this as a core part of its identity from like as a sim and a story thing. The fact that you are center of the universe.
Yeah. I did not pursue a relationship in this. I never beat Fable 2 back in the day, so I didn't know that your family and kids. What happens if you have 3 wives?
It just says your family. Oh. Yeah, no, they don't end up going there. He just tells you.
Oh God.
He's like, oh, by the way, your family and kids are dead. And then your dog jumps in front of the bullet. This dog that's been shot hundreds of times during my journey.
Yup.
Like every abandoned has shot my fucking dog.
Yeah. Just this whole thing, just snowmen, not men made out of snow. Yeah. So you can, have sex with prostitutes. This, another thing people talk about, you can get STDs. How wacky is that? How realistic? It's just an entry in your logbook, randomly when you get, when you have unprotected sex, you can buy condoms and use those. It is, there's no mechanical thing about it.
No, it's and it is, an entry in your logbook with some dry British wit.
Yes.
Which we'll talk about. Aesthetically, this game looks fine. One thing is I do think that the entire screen looks like it's covered with Vaseline on a low level. There is a weird soft focus to this entire thing that I do not understand.
It's soft focus, and it is some of the most aggressive motion blurring I've seen. Yeah.
And the bloom as well. Like you can climb over a hill and just get like real sun level blinded.
Yeah. It's like the entire game looks like if somebody if you got like black bagged and then like took you out in the desert and just yanked the bag off.
Fuck up. But I'm in Fable too. Yeah. I was hoping to be dropped off in Viva Pinata.
The character models are exaggerated in a way that is not particularly cool looking or attractive to me.
Big heads as kids.
Yeah.
You grow into your head.
Also, it's not as colorful as it should be. They intentionally desaturated it because of the 360 era, I think, and the design trends at the time. Fable 1 actually is colorful.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
The music is generic fairy tale music, generally fantasy fairy tale stuff. The main menu theme is fine. You're going to hear it a lot. A little bit earwormy. I probably couldn't hum it for you, even though I listened to it a bunch. It's been like a week and my brain flushed it.
Yes. Yeah.
So
pretty much the same. The writing problems here.
Yeah. So we're the chosen one. The entire world revolves around us. It wants to have this pathos and that actions have consequence thing that good video games do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and again, we're going to compare this to later games.
Yeah.
We understand this came out earlier. Part of that is for ease of comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we talk about like Witcher 3, it's not because we're expecting this to be on that level necessarily. It's because everyone's played Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Right.
And also
so it's
Witcher 1 was out at this point.
it also had this shit actually. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's going for that kind of actions have unintended consequences.
Yeah.
Stuff. While it's doing this and trying to have this pathos and everything, it is one of the least funny video games I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
While attempting to be.
Yes.
Like, you know, that Dragon Cancer is a hoot. Like, I'm not saying least funny overall.
Yeah.
But comedy games.
And that's the problem, right? Like you can have a game where your actions matter, where the story has gravity, and it is also funny. If you're going to do that, you need to succeed, though. Otherwise, it makes everything just bad.
In addition to nonstop,
mm-hmm.
the way this game's approach to a joke is that if a joke doesn't land, make another variation of it immediately through here, and just riff.
Yep,
just kind of go for a little bit. Like a lot of the things that could be a punchy, like a joke, instead are kind of a rambling paragraph in a little bit of a silly accent that makes the same joke twice, 2 to 3 times in that paragraph.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
It's nails on chalkboard shit.
Yeah.
During this.
And man, this desperately wants to be Terry Pratchett with all its fucking heart. It wants to be Terry Pratchett. It wants to get a little bit of Douglas Adams. Like it wants to be part of that. It wants to be part of that tradition. They had problems. They had problems with the way that the game was marketed because Microsoft wanted to market this as a serious fantasy or whatever, and they said, "No, it's Monty Python. Come on."
Yeah,
and like nothing could ever fall shorter to me in this.
And that's the thing, right? Like again. There's those, and this gets into the Molyneux-ness of it all, but the intention and kind of log line of what this is versus what it is on the ground is a huge gulf.
Yes.
You know, and it happens with every aspect of it. Even the writing. Yeah. You know, like them saying that, like, you know, Terry Pratchett's a good watchword for what they're going for.
Yeah.
You know, but there's no heart.
None.
And there's no heart. There's no insight. Nope. You know, Terry Pratchett is wise. There's nothing you can get from text.
Yes.
You know, all those things you can get from the written word.
Oh yeah.
They're not available.
They're not here. The closest that it gets to having anything to say is, boy, some people can sure be comically corrupt if they wanted, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's a guy who's trying to get one over on you, and that's about it.
Yep. And then you do the good thing at the end, and you get good boy points.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh once.
Nope.
You know, and with no exaggeration. You know, the level of humor we're working on here is, instead of a Necronomicon, there's a Normonomicon.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
It's a guy named Norm, and he wrote it, and he was bad, you see.
Or you know, amateur health potion only made for amateurs may not be poisonous.
Yes.
That is the level of, I just want to let you know the knee slappers to prepare yourself for in Fable 2.
Yeah.
Nothing rises above that level of attempted humor.
Yeah. Do not eat anything do not drink anything because you may spit it out. Do not eat anything because you may choke, because the laughs come at any time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are the jokes.
Also, you know, if a joke doesn't land, just keep on repeating it. This is in addition to if somebody isn't speaking at a given moment, something is desperately wrong. Spam it.
There should be somebody.
Yeah.
You can't have dead air.
Yeah.
This game, this kind of League of Uncomfortable British podcasters voicing this game who will not allow for dead air.
Not at all. Yeah. So the game is constantly yelling at you.
Even when there's not people there, the narrator is doing it. Like how many times I got told about XP orbs. So this is on top of the story here, and Peter Molyneux has a very high opinion of these stories. Thinks these are really great stories. Everything is voice acted. People are yelling at you all the time, as we mentioned. There are big names in the cast, but they're all being fucking hams.
Yeah.
You know, so Zoe Wanamaker, there, Ron Glass, and then most famously Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
You know, who does the voice in this. Out of all of these, I think Ron Glass does the best job.
Yes.
At having some kind of charisma while also just having too many words and making the same points too often.
Yes. Yeah. And having extremely flat characterization, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So to talk about Fable 2, you need to understand what happened with Fable 1. Just because
Yes.
this is pretty close to that while being simplified. So concept was kind of laid out by these two guys, brother game developers, Dean and Simon Carter, who founded this satellite studio under Lionhead when Lionhead was organized. Like, yeah, we've got main Lionhead doing stuff, but we'll provide resources to these smaller folks. The studio was called Big Blue Box, and their concept for what Fable should be is pretty much what every like solo dev, I'm going to make an MMO and it's going to be good this time, Kickstarter
Yeah.
was back in like 2012.
Yeah, it's a perpetual fantasy
Yeah.
on behalf of game developers. So, we're going to make a fantasy world that models the consequence for everything the player did,
Mm-hmm.
And you can do anything. Everyone is trying to make Dwarf Fortress
Yeah.
kind of stuff without, that's an ASCII game that has been developed for like years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get that.
Yeah.
You don't just pop out a version that looks good on the Dreamcast,
Mm-hmm.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
When no one, if this was, it's the value of ideas versus execution.
That's the thing.
Ideas are so fucking cheap.
Mm-hmm.
If this was just as easy as that, someone would have done it.
Uh-huh.
And when people capture any of that magic, they do it by focusing.
Mm-hmm.
You can do parts of that. You can have parts of that. And you make a good game around it, and you tell an actual story, say something with it, and you get a little bit of this.
Yep.
And that's what we can hope for, because that's within the bounding box of video games, and that's fine and good.
Yeah. Because everything that you say that you can do, somebody needs to make that. Like,
yes.
Oh, you can go and have a relationship with anybody. Are they people? Are they written? Like, oh, you can go anywhere, explore anything. So like you went in and handcrafted millions of dungeons, right? Because I want them to be that. It is this pipe dream that people keep on bringing out. And you can solve those problems with scale. By throwing hundreds and thousands and millions of man hours at something, but just to say we're going to make it and do something, and then give us these hallways and give us this very, very tiny, small, flat world is insulting.
Yeah, we're not asking for the moon. When you say millions of dungeons, I can imagine someone out there being like, "Oh, that's unreasonable."
Yes,
Morrowind.
Yep.
Like, we're just talking about Morrowind.
Yeah, we're just talking about Morrowind, which was sufficiently big, right? There's so much Morrowind. It's a huge game. I'm not looking for millions of dungeons. I'm asking for more than 3, which is I think what this has.
Yeah. Looking for a world that feels like you can find stuff in it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So the working name for this was Thingy, later called it Wish World, and then Project Ego.
Yeah.
But then here comes Peter Molyneux. Who is an idea guy for games. Not going to say he's never done anything interesting.
Yep.
He's made, this is not our first Molyneux game.
Nope.
We did Dungeon Keeper.
Dungeon Keeper.
And Dungeon Keeper is great, I think. So this is an idea guy who was entering his charlatan era.
Yeah.
Founded Lionhead Studios. He liked this concept and agreed to fund it.
Mm-hmm.
At this point.
Yeah. And Molyneux, once he started getting involved, primarily was a promoter, because Peter Molyneux is this kind of Barnum, Edison kind of figure. What he does is gain attention. And so, back when this was being made, he would constantly talk to anybody who would listen, making extremely grandiose promises about what a player would be able to do in this game.
Yes.
I fell for this back in the day, thinking, all right, video games are looking about as good as they're ever going to look. Me and my 15-year-old head, or I don't know, I was probably 16 at the time, and I was like, yeah, no, just okay, so they probably could make this happen. The tech is there, right?
Yeah, the future's now.
Yeah. And I remember being extremely disappointed, like a lot of people, when this came out, because despite all of Molyneux's promises, you could not plant an acorn as a child and then come back later and see it fully grown as a tree. When you're an adult, you can't just say, I'm going to plant this here and then come back and then there's that. Another promise was, if you kill someone, their child will later come after you for vengeance. Nothing. He painted this picture of a game where literally anything could happen. It's not just a story. We have these starting conditions, and then everything that you will play
Emergent sim.
Yeah, immersion sim, right? It's all cascading consequences. Yeah.
Yes. He was pitching a fully graphical Dwarf Fortress.
Yes.
Basically. But instead, you get a Zelda clone with a couple of life sim elements in it.
Yeah.
We have Zelda at home.
Yeah.
And that's Fable 1. Fable released well after it was promised. This was late, really delivered on its claims, but it sold really well. It's a console defining game for Xbox. Tons of affection for this.
Yeah.
Part contributing to my general, I don't really get the Xbox feelings, like other than Rock Band and Crackdown and some Xbox Live. I kind of skipped this generation.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand the Xbox.
Yeah.
What it's supposed to be doing, what's good about it.
Yeah. Development details about Fable 2 are really scarce, actually. So you can see like the promises that were made about this. The media was more skeptical about this this time when they came around. But when you go to look at the Wikipedia article for this, which is usually a way to get the broad strokes so you can figure out what to research further, it is chock-a-block with lies. It is talking about how each individual leaf on the trees is simulated. There are millions of leaves on tens of thousands of trees. It is just making claims that are not
it's ad
true.
copy.
It's ad copy, and
it's pre-release ad copy.
It doesn't reflect the product that we get. And somebody who is going back and saying, "What was Fable 2? I want to get a good summary here." They're going to get a picture of a game that is way better and more involved and way more ambitious than this actually is.
It's real, like, history is written by the winners kind of shit, except the history is written by Wikipedia editors who are probably Peter Molyneux.
Yes, it is the most I wrote this myself Wikipedia article I've seen, which I would believe because he's an online freak. Yeah.
This is going to be the only true record of Fable 2 that exists. Even though I also, there's YouTubes and stuff. I was trying to see what current opinion of this was because I was having like, this is your God feelings. and people online are pretty critical of this as well.
Yeah.
Now, I think that a lot of the fond memories are for people who have not played it since it came out.
So for the development story here, I pulled from, there's a 2023 postmortem done at thegamer.com by Rhiannon Bevan, talking to a lot of the principals, including Molyneux himself, that gives a little bit more insight.
Yeah. So Fable 1 was very successful, and that meant a sequel would be sensible to do. It was brought into the mainline head studio. To a team that resented having to work on this, on a 3D RPG and a series and precedent that they had no stake in.
Right.
So didn't start as a labor of love.
Right. At the start, the development, there's this goal, keep it tighter, keep it more focused, and directed. The team from Fable 1 really learned their lesson about scope creep and promises. Like, they came in and said, yeah, like, let's add in a dog, right? This will be fun. Molyneux says, you want to kill the dog. So Molyneux wants to kill dogs.
And does.
They wanted to make the combat simplified, make it more accessible, give it a bit of a darker tone. All of these are goals that they set out for. But along comes Molyneux and the studio culture that he created.
Yes. Just continually throwing out big ideas, during development, and did not think about how they're implemented. I want to put in an asterisk here as well, just heading off counter arguments to some of this stuff. I know that there's a romantic angle to some of this, like a dreamer.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we're just kind of shitting on people. We're like, wouldn't it be cool if you could just do anything in a game and make the game that, and it's like, yeah, we are shitting on that.
Yeah. I don't have a respect for that anymore.
Yeah. No, it's the kind of thing where not only with specifically Peter Molyneux, but just being let down on that front so many times on top of working in any kind of creative function, like that will give you a respect for craft and like boots on the ground, like that which exists is the case.
Yes.
Literally that. There's probably like a more elegant way to put that.
Yeah.
But like that is it's a grander version of we have to judge what's on the plate. Except it's not about like, oh, I can't eat this parsley. It's, oh, you told me this is a kind of food that it's not. it's not to be respected.
Yeah. It's not, the 2010s taught us this, and we're living through the hangover from that now. This attitude of we can make a game that does that does anything. Those same instincts, and the people like Molyneux who kind of got up there and touted them, that turned into cryptocurrency will change the world. That turned into
AI
our software
bullshit.
as a service is going to make the world a better place. That turned into AI, like you said. It is Elon Musk's "we're going to go to Mars" kind of thing, and it's just literally that which exists is the case is a very good way to put that, Gary. Which is like, I just if you are still following that, and if you're still falling for that and not asking follow-up questions, I do not know what to tell you. If you have any respect for somebody who comes out and says, just life is but a dream and we are the dreamers who shape it, so my video game is worth investing in, please. That is nowhere near as impressive, and in fact it immediately makes me think less of what's happening. Makes me think less of the people doing it.
Like compared to somebody who makes a thing.
Yes.
We live in an age of miracles.
Yes.
Like the things that are actually getting created are incredible. It is greedy to tie yourself up into some of these promises like this at this point. It feels like, so there's some other features that were promised, not delivered through this. The idea was you'd have trading posts that you could turn into towns just by using them. This turned into the standard, if you give this guy money, he fixes a town thing that's been in video games forever. Your children would be your extra lives. They would inherit your kind of thing. That didn't happen in this as well.
It's ridiculous having a baby farm for your extra life.
It is pretty, it's very natalist. Like, again, the politics of Fable too. Part of like all the things we're talking about, both of this big dreamer shit, the simplification, accessibility of the combat, fluffing the player. A lot of this stuff is mid 2000s game design.
Yes.
That golden trail that tells you exactly where to go so you can't possibly get lost. That is all what mid 2000s game design was, and it's all so fucking out of fashion right now.
Yes.
Like the things that stood up from that era are things usually that buck these trends specifically.
So one thing about this is Peter Molyneux is really quick to talk about how much he sacrificed and how much work he put in, not making these, but justifying them to Microsoft, who was directly publishing this and was very impatient because they paid for a game and it wasn't being delivered. So he's like, just every time we had an idea, I had to hop into a plane and go to Microsoft and say, here's why we need it. One thing that he says is that he fought tooth and nail to justify the inclusion of gay marriage in the game. And so okay, cool. That's good. You can marry same-sex partners. Kind of runs afoul of the cross-dressing thing, but now that Peter Molyneux is a culture war grifter, because that is the way you make money, he says, we went overboard with, quote, some slightly dodgy woke stuff. There is one black character in the game.
He's important though. He's a chosen one.
That
it's very silly. I could see them. I imagine they like when you have the extra children, then they would do a whole adoption system. If they had gay marriage and stuff. It's just one of those why once you start doing anything or everything, you have to start. Everything is big. I'm not trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
No,
he's just being a shit and went back on his thing. But they're just incompatible ideas, or would require more structure to it. It's a good reason not to say yes to every idea you come up with.
Yes.
The fact that he's back ported, like one of the only virtues this has, is fucking stupid. Fable 2 went through a bunch of delays. Lionhead quickly promising milestones that it knew that it could not get to. Con man. This is something you don't do. Being transparent and honest is good. Don't say you can do things you can't do.
So Fable 2 sold a lot. It was the best-selling game the month that it came out, at least on the 360. This is still a fact that is said about it, in the Peter Molyneux written history about it. However, Molyneux himself said that they would need millions more sales to consider it a success.
Sure.
Yeah, good, cool.
All right, man. There's DLCs for this. There's an expansion called Knothole Island, released shortly after the main game. This adds some new quests and features. There's another one as well. the future, into the future.
Yeah, seeing the future or something. Yeah.
I didn't play it.
Yeah.
The Microsoft acquired Lionhead in 2006. Molyneux being a motivated seller, due to the flop of their sim game, The Movies. If you ever played The Movies,
I have. I was really excited for it. I fucked around with the machinima stuff inside of it, but the actual studio sim was disappointing.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Like the machinima stuff is kind of interesting, but again, it doesn't do what it should do.
So the development on Fable 2 was a problem because it was a problem because Microsoft wants to ship stuff and not have it be extremely expensive, but it became a real problem for Fable 3. Microsoft was extremely strict about deadlines, trying to enforce discipline on a studio that did not function with discipline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fable 3 is the story of you leading a revolution against the king and then establishing and running your own monarchy. It's not very well liked in the trilogy.
Yeah. The thing I remember about Fable 3's marketing was saying it's like the Obama administration. You win by making big promises, but then you have to deliver on them.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Fable 4 never got off the ground. And Molyneux started making kind of big promises about the Xbox Kinect.
Yeah.
And created a digital child named Milo.
Yep.
If you remember Milo, who would learn and be abused by you.
Yeah. You could scream at Milo.
Yeah. I bet you a lot of people listening that don't even remember that shit.
The
360 era is fucking wild.
Yep.
So go back and look up some videos of Milo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The assets for what would have become Fable 4 became a Kinect game called Fable the Journey, which is a rail shooter for Kinect. If you like holding your arm out in front of you to point for where magic orbs will fly, this might be the game for you.
Yeah, they harvested the soul of Milo. It's made the soul of a digital child. Almost kinda, That's where all this stuff went through. So Lionhead was working on an online game called Fable Legends in 2012 when some developers left the company due to the working conditions, and Peter Molyneux had a massive blow up and left the company in a big fit.
Yeah.
Fable Legends would change scope several times, entered a closed beta in 2016, shortly before Microsoft canceled the project and closed Lionhead Studios. Yep. It did not work.
Yeah. Some people got to play that. Yeah. So it is one of the most expensive unreleased games of all time. It had a $75 million budget. The only unreleased game that we know of that cost more was the Halo MMO. Microsoft was taking L's at this point.
Yep. Big time.
Yeah.
Peter Molyneux is a gaming villain, largely due to stuff that happened after this.
Yes.
People kind of warmly tolerated him during this section. However, he made consummate hype man said, listen, I'm going to found this experimental studio called 22 Cans, and I'm going to come up with this mobile game called Curiosity, What's in the Cube? And it's going to change the world.
Yes. This was at a time when there was a mobile game app, Gold Rush. Okay.
Yes.
This is a pattern. Peter Molyneux will sense a gold rush and then immediately start grifting off of it. So this is a game where you tap on squares on the outside of a cube. Like picture a, Rubik's Cube, but thousands of them. You tap on the squares and it gets rid of that. And you're uncovering layers on this big kind of Russian nesting doll cube, literally just by tapping on squares. And it was this collaborative project. Everybody was working on the same cube.
Yes. The idea of a massively multiplayer clicker, basically, where it would update the cube in real time for everyone. Everyone had the same cube.
Yes.
There. And Molyneux said, listen, there's a life-changing prize, whoever gets inside this cube, which caused a lot of people to cube and they could spend real money on tools to tap better. Yeah. To get more through the clicker, to get more to the real prize at the center, which is a big mystery box.
Yeah. And people were buying the shit out of them Wonka bars.
Yes.
God, I love this cube.
It's infuriating. This cube story is really angry making. It's gamer coded. It's kind of James Stephanie Sterling freaking out. To be mad about this, but I'm mad about it. It fucking sucks.
Yeah,
it's just bad behavior, man.
It's terrible.
It just fucking sucks.
It's terrible behavior. This quote here: "There's something we haven't told everybody about when you play the cube. When you play the cube, you're also doing something else. You don't realize you're doing it, You're not just doing things in the cube. You don't realize it, but you're doing something in something else as well at the same time.
Yeah, this is wrist exercise.
It's like, okay, like, is each am I feeding somebody? Like, is each of these like a serving of rice that I in a square or whatever? Like, hey, Peter, what is that? Literally, he was talking about nothing. Yeah. So
something they could add in later. Sounded cool to say.
Yeah.
Somebody got to the center of it. This guy in Edinburgh named Brian Henderson. And Henderson was given the choice of whether or not to reveal what was inside. Turns out this is Drink Your Ovaltine. This was a promotion. The prize is you get to be the god of gods in their upcoming game, Goddess. Or Goddess.
It's unclear. And we're in 2012, so we got to get this on Kickstarter, baby. Can't you fund this game with all the money people spent on pickaxes, Peter? No, we need this to be Kickstarter.
The idea being you would have in this new MMO thing, you would have a position of power. You also get 1% of the profits.
Yes.
From it. This game came out, and they never got in touch with this guy, with Henderson. To make decisions about the game. He's supposed to be doing things. Molyneux puts this blame on other people. And then he says, Goddess didn't make money. So Henderson didn't get any money. There's, you can find YouTubes about this.
Yes.
Of like the lawyers eventually reaching out to this dude. And like flying him out and him going to a bar where they all basically ignored him. Like they flew him out. It seems pretty shitty behavior.
It seems like all that happened was this person's name was published.
Yeah.
So this was put on Steam Early Access, never really came out. 22 Cans tried to salvage it by launching another Kickstarter for Goddess Wars, a single-player game, because Peter Molyneux always goes back to the populace well. Here. This never left Early Access and was pulled despite being funded. Never became an actual thing.
All that money he made for Curiosity, What's in the Cube, didn't go towards anything.
No.
And there wasn't a prize. All those people who got excited, think about just the wasted energy and like wasted enthusiasm and everything. It's fucking gobsmacking.
Yeah.
I hate liars.
Liars suck.
Like, just fucking tell the truth. I don't know. It's really frustrating.
But that's not a gay way to make money. That's not, I can't make that.
Yeah. Needs to get the flying back and forth to Microsoft money.
They released a game called The Trail Frontier Challenge in 2017, kind of an Oregon Trail-like thing. This was modest in scope. It seems to have been fine. I can't find much of anything, but the things I see are positive. Like, you can still buy this. It wasn't pulled from storefronts in any case. Then in 2019, 2 years after that, 22 Cans announced Legacy. This is a business sim that was in development for a couple of years after announcement, up until they went through a round of layoffs in 2021, making them desperate for money. And you have to remember what 2021 was. Yeah, what happened in 2021, Gary?
It was a big year for NFTs and crypto.
Yeah.
Baby. This is the Bored Apes. They're on the scene.
So another gold rush, another scam, another pyramid scheme. Here comes Peter Molyneux saying, hey, that business sim that I'm making, this, kind of remake of one of my first games that I made. Now you can buy in-game land in this through what is it, Legacy Coin. Invest in our crypto. It's a way to fund this as well, and get prime real estate for when this comes out and make real money because it's Web3, baby.
Yep. And this generated $50 million for him.
Yes.
And you will not be surprised to hear this didn't go anywhere. This released October 2023, months after the NFT market had already bottomed out.
Yeah.
They said Legacy's launch is more than just a game release. It's the beginning of an extraordinary journey where creativity, strategy, and business innovation meet. All those people had put all that money into there to buy things you can no longer really sell.
Yeah. I love that creativity, strategy, and business innovation. That is like such a high network thing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Dogus.
It's entergagement is what it is.
It's real entergagement. Yeah.
Oh God. Peter Molyneux is still up to his tricks because this game was not a successful legacy. Molyneux decided, I can reskin this, and I can reskin this by making people think it's a Fable game. So at
Yep.
Gamescom in 2024, Peter Molyneux rolls his ass up onto stage and announces Masters of Albion. It is just a medieval themed version of Legacy with a little bit of city builder stuff in it, and what appears to be some of the most heinous 3D combat I've seen.
Yeah.
An
It's really
exploration
rough
running
looking.
around. Yeah, it's not good. There's no promise to it. It's like a cheap asset flip looking
Yep.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this isn't a Fable game, even though it takes place in the same world. It can't use the word Fable. It can only use Albion. And that is because that's a historical term for Britain.
Uh-huh.
I know this from Excalibur comics.
Yeah.
The Albion being a place in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. So Peter Molyneux about this just obvious little hand wave that he is hoping is not followed up on by lawyers, but it absolutely will be. He says, it's like saying if you set a game in America, you can't set any other game in America. So Albion can't be copyrighted. It's the name for England and Wales, and that's how we get away with it.
Yeah. Very optimistic.
First off, the Albion in the Fable games is not just England. It is not just England and Wales. So that is not how this works. It is ridiculous. It is such con man, huckster, liar shit.
Yeah. And now he's on to AI, the latest, gold rush thing, making big promises. Anything is possible with AI development, just to get more money from people who will give money, both on the player side and venture capitalist side, a lot, investor side alike. Disappointing those players who paid for that legacy land, disappointed in people giving this guy money to keep making games.
Yep.
I don't like it when people are shitty and are not punished.
Yep.
It's one of my least favorite things about the world. You can get away with, like, some people can just get away with anything. It just deeply unjust feeling.
Yeah. I put all that in here because I don't know when we're going to get another opportunity to talk specifically about the post Bullfrog era of Molyneux. I think it's worth saying.
I don't think we will. Like, no. I don't want to do the movies.
If Black and White could run, I think that would be an interesting thing to look at. But as far as I know, neither Black and White 1 or 2 can easily be run on modern systems.
Like, it's also kind of a weird through line.
Yeah.
Of this guy's stuff. I don't think he's responsible for that necessarily, but it is stuff that gets lost.
Yeah.
And the Bullfrog era stuff is still cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like, Populous is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It birthed a genre. That's cool. Dungeon Keeper's neat.
Mm-hmm. Theme park, theme hospital.
Theme park, theme hospital. Very cool. It's not like this man has no talent or no good ideas. He doesn't have ethics.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a realistic sense of himself and what is possible in a way that allows for him to be unethical, sometimes without malice. But I think after a certain point, like, you have to realize, like, no, there's malice there. Yep. Like, you don't get to make this many accidents.
Yeah. A part of the Peter Molyneux hustle is periodically he will come out and make a show of contrition, saying, I've overpromised in the past and I won't do this anymore. I feel terrible for the people I misled. It's just a cycle. Yeah.
Quit buying fucking bridges.
Yeah.
With this guy. Even this day, like, you'll see people who are pretty excited for this Masters of Albion thing. It's strange to me.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen hype for it and I'm like, why do you, like, you're Lucy in the football,
and
also once I realize that, that this is your God feeling, or this is how you live feeling, came huge, like, really, really big. I saw everyone was kind of psyched about this. I was like, wasn't that guy overpromise, underdeliver? Never played one of the Fable games. And now that I've seen the degree to which, and this being the one that is like one of the good ones, just fucking kills me.
Yeah.
Expect better.
Look, like, talking about Chris Roberts and Peter Molyneux so close together has taken a chunk out of me, Gary.
Yeah, we got to get off the grift.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this, we appreciate you. But you're not a patron, which we still appreciate you. But if you want to hear the rest of it, you have to go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Yeah. There for $5 per month, you're able to get all of the premium episodes we do. So the full version of this episode and many, many more going back to 2019, 5 years worth of premium episodes.
Yeah.
Including like bonus shows. So Real Itch Hours, our show about Baldur's Gate 3. Bonfireside Chat is back. We're talking about the DLC for Elden Ring. A bunch of good stuff there.
Yeah, it's great. You can also tell your friends. You can leave us ratings, reviews on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, things like that. And you can join us in thanking our producer, Gwen.
Thank you so much, Gwen.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Gwen. And we will see you next week with The Dispatch.